The Grizzlies, they faced elimination at home. What will we see from LeBron, especially after that overtime game? Well, we saw a lot of Ja Morant over LeBron.
Yeah, and look, the Grizzlies had to be desperate in this game. They had to play desperate in this game, and they absolutely did. And Ja Morant looks like a guy when he jumps, then he steps on something and goes a little bit higher. That was an amazing play.
Okay, on the break, you got LeBron with the defense, and he's trailing. Austin Reeves knows what to do.
Yeah, and look, the Lakers, they didn't have it in this game, but they kept pushing, kept fighting, kept pushing back, which tells me that Game 6 is going to be a very interesting game.
When you look at Anthony Davis, you get 31 and 19. They're down by 1 in the third quarter, and then things fell apart. Memphis went on a roll, and here is Ja.
Too much Ja, just too much energy. I wouldn't say he's too small, but definitely they weren't up for the challenge in this game.
Morant inside loves that physical contact, no doubt about it, through Davis. Ooh. He finished with 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 dimes. The backcourt was fantastic. Grizzlies forcing a Game 6 Friday night on ESPN. LeBron, by the way, 5 turnovers last night. 4 of them coming in transition. Also shot under 30% for the game as he missed 8 threes and went 0 for 5 from the floor in the fourth quarter. LeBron afterwards.
Definitely starts for me tonight. I was not very good at all. I think defensively I was pretty good, but offensively I was, not really good. Tonight I was, and I'll be better in Game 6.
All right, let's get some perspective here as we have VC and, of course, Allen back with us. They're still up 3 games to 2, and they go back to L.A., but how big of a missed opportunity was this for LeBron and company, especially when you had AD with a big night?
I think it's a huge miss, and this was a chance for the Lakers to close out the series, get a little rest, kind of regroup, and get ready for the next series. And, they weren't able to get that done, particularly with the Golden State Kings game still playing. This is a chance for them to kind of get this series over with and not give any life to the Grizzlies. Now, a young Grizzlies team who kind of now smelling blood in the water. They're very confident in themselves, as you know. They give themselves another chance. So in that locker room now, they're saying, oh, we just got to go to L.A. and get one and bring this thing back home and finish it. So, yes, I do believe the Lakers will be better. I do believe LeBron will be better. They did not get stops. They allowed Ja to get in the lane time after time after time, which created other shots and open shots for, obviously Dillon Brooks. So we're not going to talk about him, but everyone else as well. And they can't have that if they want to beat these Memphis Grizzlies. It's
funny, on a night where Dillon Brooks is not a factor, he's actually off the floor. LeBron goes 5 of 17 shooting here. The turnaround, is that a huge concern, Allen? Should that be the biggest storyline here for this Lakers team?
It is exactly what we talked about when the series began, when you looked at the way the schedule laid out with 2 days off between games early, and you thought that definitely benefits the Lakers, especially LeBron James, so he can just recharge and get ready for the next game. And you saw him in that overtime. He emptied the tank in that game. And I had a feeling, because of the quicker turnaround, that he probably wouldn't have everything. And Anthony Davis owed him a big performance. He got it. Now, there's a quick turnaround here to Game 6 to Friday and then to Game 7 on Sunday. Not a lot of time to recharge. They got to win that game on Friday, VC.
But there's one huge thing to this, Han. I think as you've seen is when you go back home, when the Lakers go back, it gives you new life and it recharges you. I'm pretty sure they're going to make sure LeBron gets the opportunity to just get off his feet and how important he is. And because I knew he was tired from the beginning, being the facilitator. Usually he's in attack mode, particularly in a closeout game. So I think you're going to see him in attack mode early at home because of just being on their home court.
You can make a case the Lakers are the biggest Kings fans outside of Sacramento to force that series to go to 7 games here. Real quick, who wins this series the rest of the way, Allen?
I still think the Lakers are going to get it because of the way they kept continuing to fight back despite getting almost blown out in Memphis. So I still have the Lakers winning at home on
Vince,
Friday.
Who you got there?
I think the Lakers have put themselves in a position to win, two tries to win one. So I think when you have LeBron and AD who are very capable and healthy, I think the Lakers can get it done.
Reminder, Game 6 tomorrow night on ESPN. We'll have both games, of course, the Kings and the Warriors. Warriors with the chance to close out, and the Lakers with the chance to close out on their home.
But they do not.
Long offseason, long night for Mike Budenholzer, the Bucks head coach. Max Strus, why? Why do you foul here?
Again, boneheaded decisions after boneheaded decision by the Bucks to blow this game at home And to see their season end, no reason at all on that closeout so far away from three.
So Strus makes 2 of 3 free throws. The Heat up by 4. Then Giannis.
Timeout.
Come on, what are we doing now?
Timeout.
Down 2, but you have 3 of the Bucks stars on the floor, and none of them take the shot. It is Grayson Allen. That's your season, and that's the difference in this? My goodness. Giannis staying home after the 1 seed goes down.
Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get a promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure? That's what you're telling me? No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Okay, exactly. So why you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful, some days you're not.
That is a clip that I'm going to show my 11-year-old son and my 9-year-old son because of the perspective there. Because you cannot look at this as a failure, but they will in Milwaukee, Alan, and Vince Carter joining us. So, Vince, your thoughts? How would you consider this? Is this a failure for Giannis and the Bucks, considering they're the 1 seed and they do not advance to the second round?
Kev, I see frustration all over Giannis's face because it's the expectations that they fell short of. Failure, I don't know. I mean, of course, they felt that they were good enough. I felt that they were good enough to make it all the way to the finals. I had the Boston Celtics coming out at the beginning of the year, and I thought the Milwaukee Bucks were playing the best basketball coming into the playoffs. And obviously, little knick-knack injuries get a hold of you, but everyone's injured, and Giannis is still able to play. Middleton is healthy. Drew Holiday was playing great. They still were very capable of winning. But, man, I tell you what, the will to win from Jimmy Butler and his cast. I mean, because we said, all right, Jimmy Butler's getting it done. Who else will join them? So, yeah, I mean, I think it's disappointing and frustrating. And, I think internally they feel like it's a failure because they expected to at least be in the Eastern Conference Final.
Yeah, and the next question is not just so much about today, it's what you're going to do down the road. When you look at Middleton, he's going to be a free agent. Brook Lopez, a free agent. Giannis and that extension, that's coming up here. How much of a devastating loss is this when you look at the franchise overall down the road, Alan?
This is going to be something that you start thinking about, what kind of changes do you make here? And it's not just personnel. The failure thing that Giannis talks about has to do with players and individuals, and we completely agree on that part. But there was a failure in this playoff series. One is just simply to recognize that the Miami Heat had one guy that had just had it going. I mean, he went into God mode, and you couldn't stop him with one of the best defenses in the league. So this falls to me on Mike Budenholzer.
Yep.
And what do they do from here with him going forward? Yes, he won them a championship, but you could say Giannis was otherworldly in that finals. So do they make changes on that front, especially with a guy like Nick Nurse available?
We will keep that in mind. Let's go back to the Jimmy Butler conversation, okay? Because to me, playoff Jimmy plays a different role here. You know, the idea that Vince Carter coming in here, you watch a team that specifically does not have Tyler Hero. You watch a team that has a beat-up Bam Adebayo, that lost Victor Oladipo, and then Jimmy Butler takes it to the next level. Can he carry this team to the finals?
He's definitely capable. You're seeing it, and it just depends on how you defend this team. I mean, I felt like Han said, this is a great defensive team in the Milwaukee Bucks, and they didn't really make adjustments. My adjustment, in my opinion, would have been, if we're going to lose this series, we're going to lose this series on the back of somebody else from the Miami Heat, not Jimmy Butler. He's going to have to force shots and make tough shots against double teams to beat us. But yet they had guys like Gabe Vincent step up and hit big shots. Bam showed up and had a great night. Even Kyle Lowry and Kevin Love gave you something. So yes, I mean, Jimmy Butler can't have his while other guys getting theirs as well. So they're very capable because they have some championship pedigree on their team.
And Max Strus keeps on making money. Every single playoff game, he keeps on making money.
Hate him for it.
Eric Spoelstra's done a fantastic